Welcome to the 2013 ClaimCare CPT coding update for Orthopedics. The following information is the sole property of ClaimCare Incorporated and may not be used or copied without the express written consent of ClaimCare Incorporated. All coding changes discussed are in accordance with AMA CPT-4 coding updates as of 2/5/2013. Any additional or future changes will be addressed in a future educational release. Our speaker today is Ms. Sandra Renfro. Sandra is the Quality Assurance Manager for ClaimCare. As such, she routinely performs charge-to-coding audits to ensure compliance in accordance with state and federal mandates. Sandra is a certified coder with a special focus on orthopedic billing. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope that the information reviewed will assist you in obtaining all of your practice's goals in 2013. With no further ado, Sandra.
Thanks, Susan. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 2013 code changes for the orthopedic practices. There are over 500 code changes this year, 151 new codes, and 100 codes have been deleted. So we can do the math, and the rest of them have already been revised or going through a revision. So for the purposes of today's information, it is strictly focusing on the orthopedic. Starting out, we have 2 new codes for the total shoulder arthroplasty revisions, 2 new codes for total elbow arthroplasty revisions, a new code for a lumbar spine arthrodesis, injections for shoulder x-rays, and closed treatment of humeral and metatarsal fractures. We have the new codes for the shoulder revisions, the 23473, revision of total shoulder arthroplasty, including an allograft when performed, humeral or glenoid component. Next, we have the 23474, revision of the total shoulder arthroplasty, including allograft when performed, humeral and glenoid component. So you want to keep those 2 separate. One is humeral or glenoid, the other is both. We have the shoulder arthroplasties, the 23470, glenohumeral joint, 23472, glenohumeral joint total shoulder. Shoulder arthrogram, 23350, injection procedure for shoulder arthrography or enhanced CT or MRI shoulder. Removal of shoulder implants, 23330, removal of foreign body, subcutaneous. The 23331, removal of foreign body, deep, the hemiarthroplasty. 23332 is the complicated total shoulder of the foreign body removal. Billing hint, CPT codes 23473 and the 23474 includes the removal of the humeral and or glenoid component and replacement with the new prosthesis. You will not report the 23331, 32 with the 23473 or the 74 if a prosthesis is being removed and replaced in the same shoulder during the same session. Humerus elbow revision codes, the new one, 24370, the revision of total elbow arthroplasty, including allograft when performed, humeral or ulnar component. 24371, revision of total elbow arthroplasty, including allograft when performed, humeral and ulnar component. So again, you have your humeral or ulnar, and then you have both. The elbow reconstruction, 24363, is arthroplasty elbow with distal humerus and proximal ulnar proximal prosthetic replacement. Sorry about that. The total elbow. 24365, arthroplasty for the radial head. 24366 is arthroplasty with an implant. The humerus or elbow removal. 24160 is the removal of the implant at your elbow joint. 24164 is the implant removal, the radial head. More billing hints. 24370 and 24371 includes the removal of the prosthetic and replacement of the new prosthetic in the same session. You do not report 2437071 along with code 24160 if a prosthesis for humeral and or ulnar component is being removed and replaced in the same session. A new code for spine arthrodesis, 22586. Arthrodesis, pre-sacral interbody technique, including disc space set preparation, discectomy with posterior instrumentation with image guidance, and includes bone graft when performed. This is used for the L5 through the S1 interspaces. We have our add-on code, the 0309T. Billing hints for these, 22586 and 0309T includes the work described in CPT codes 20930 through 38, 22847, 7225, 002, 03, 011, and 12 for radiology. The new codes reflect the work performed at the L5 through S1 and the L4 and the L5 interspaces. If you notice, they are getting a lot more details and a lot more bundling is going on with these new codes coming out. You may want to check the CPT books also, keep abreast of those because there's a lot of revisions in there. And here we're going to go into some of the revised codes. 20665, you have removal of tongs or halo applied by another physician, and it has been revised to say by another individual instead of physician. 22522, percutaneous vertebroplasty is one vertebral body, unilateral or bilateral injection, has been revised to include moderate conscious sedation. 28890, extracorporeal shock wave is high wave energy performed by a physician, has been revised to say, or other qualified healthcare professional. We have more revised codes, 72040, spine, cervical, 3 views or less, 72050, 4 or 5 views, 72052, it's 6 or more views, cervical spine. Next, we're going to be going into the nerve conduction studies. So these codes, 95900, 03, 04, 20, 34, and 36 have been deleted. We have new codes for the nerve conduction studies for this year. The 95907 1 to 2 studies, 95908 3 to 4, 09 5 to 6 studies, 10 7 to 8 studies, the 11 9 to 10 studies, the 12 is 11 to 12 studies, and the 95913 is 13 or more studies. So in order to get these, regardless of how many, you would add all of your studies together to come up with one CPT code that you're going to be billed for those nerve conductions. The guidelines for NDC, total number of tests performed, indicate which code is appropriate to bill. You won't report more than one study when multiple sites on the same nerves are tested. We have our intraoperative monitoring, 595940, continuous intraoperative neurophysiology monitoring in the operating room. One-on-one monitoring requires personal attendance for each 15 minutes. 95941 is continuous intraoperative neurophysiology monitoring from outside the operating room. You can be outside the operating suite nearby for monitoring of more than one case while in the operating room per hour. And that's going to conclude the 2013 code changes for orthopedics. Like I said, there was way too many to go over, but I did just focus on the orthopedic changes. So I do thank you for your time, and you guys have a great day and a profitable year.
Thank you, Sandra, for providing us with much-needed updates and recommendations. If anyone has any questions, you may direct them to Sandra's email address, and that is sandra.renfro@claimcare.net, and that is spelled SANDRA.RENFRO@claimcare.net. Or you may contact Susan Price and Sheila Michael. You can find our contact information on our website at www.claimcare.net. We hope you have a very profitable and successful year. Thank you for joining us for the 2013 code changes for orthopedic practices. Good day.